Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Ark Survival Ascended video. I'm Captain Beefy, this is the Game Vault, and we're going to talk about some of the recent patch notes since yesterday's little report. And I'm going to go over what I'm looking forward to the most in Ark Survival Ascended. Now, I know I haven't played yet, but I'm going to play. And I've watched some footage on the game, different creators out there that are showcasing some cool new features, and I want to kind of go over some of those today. So let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. Alright, so first off, patch notes. The last couple of patches have all been based pretty much on server crashes and so forth and so on. Right here, I will link, right here, we're seeing a minor fix for servers where they fixed multiple server hangs, enabled hang detection code on dedicated servers, which can be disabled with no hang detection, fixed a bug where structures lost their ownership, causing ownership references causing data issues, fixed multiple crashes, reduced memory server consumption by approximately 250 to 300 megabytes, I'm sorry. And they say, don't worry, there's more to come. The patch after that, continued investigation on server hangs, and the patch after that temporarily disabled some server-side optimizations as it was causing permahangs. They will re-enable it in an upcoming patch once they've resolved the permahangs. So that's pretty much it right now on patch notes and all that. Nothing new, special, or anything like that. The team is continuing to work on making the game run better for everyone. I'm hoping we get a announcement this week for consoles, playing on the PS5, looking forward to it, and I'm anxious to see. Hopefully it comes out Wednesday, which I happen to be off that day. With my luck, it'll come out on Thursday. But in any case, that's something we're going to keep our ears to the ground on, and as soon as I find out about it, I'll let you guys know what I learn. So, what am I looking forward to in this new game? A lot. First and foremost, let's talk about how beautiful it is. Anything I've seen on the game, it's been spectacular. The graphics, the upgrades are amazing. The lighting, I think they use, they're using Unreal Engine, 5.2, I believe, and they're using, I think it's called the Lumen technology for lighting. So, I've seen some interior shots of caves and all that, and it's not just a generic glow. There's actually physical light sources that are casting shadows and all that. I saw one guy do a video on a build where he put a wall-mounted torch, and underneath the torch there was a shadow, where the light wouldn't reach, and it was utterly fantastic. Then there, of course, are the reskinned dinos. I mean, we've got a bunch of we've got all the old dinos are back, it looks like, and they all look better. They don't look amazingly better, but they do look better. There are some definite improvements on that. And then, of course, the technology, Fluid Ninja for water. Man, that looks great too. The ripples in the water, when you interact with the water, it looks a lot more realistic than it does in Ark, which used, I think it was Unreal Engine 3, so it was kind of, rudimentary by today's standards. It was fine at the time, but as we've advanced and expected better things and got better things, we continue to up the game for everybody else. We want that. We want that in the next game. We don't want Unreal Engine 3 water. We want Unreal Engine 5.2 water. We want Fluid Ninja, all that good stuff. Next thing I'm looking forward to is Taming Babies. I mean, that's an incredible thing, and I saw how it's done in the game. It looks like you either have to tame the parent, and then you can actually claim the baby as well, or kill the parent, which is a... and then you can claim the baby. I don't know how that works. I figured a baby would run like hell if they saw you killing mama. But yeah, in either case, you have to either tame or orphan a baby dino so that you can claim it. And it looks like, I think they get the levels they do, like on a regular tame and all that. I don't know if you can imprint on it or not. I think I saw that it was wanting care, but most of the guys I watched have their servers turned up in such a way that the maturation rate will far exceed the chance you have to imprint on a dino. But it's kind of cool that it's there, because imagine being able to imprint, like if you were able to tame a wild trike and imprint on it, to get a bonus right away. Even if you only had one successful imprint, it would give that trike a little bit of an advantage over just a regular generic trike that you were able to tame without imprinting on. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm really, really, really looking forward to the building in the game. I enjoy base building quite a bit. On the Fjorder series we're doing now for Ark Survival Evolved on on live stream and so forth. I made a bunch of videos for it. I haven't done a ton of building, only a little bit here and there, but that's something I really enjoy. And I always felt hamstrung by the building system in Ark because it's very rudimentary and it just feels rough, and you're severely limited on what you can do unless you're on unless you're on a PC and using mods. Now it looks like Wildcard has employed, or I don't know what they've done, what the gentleman that created Structures Plus, and they've added a lot of features to the game for building that were not available without mods before, like pillars that you can lay on their side and do different things with. They're not just straight up and down. It looks like stuff will snap to walls now, like if you have a storage box, and those little ones are stackable. But yeah, they will actually snap to a wall, it looks like, and stuff like that. So that's cool, because aligning stuff is always such a nightmare. There's nothing worse than, you're lining up that fridge and you get it put in place and you go boom, down, then you run around outside real quick, you look, and the fridge is sticking out of the back of your house. Yeah, you can still access it, still functional and all that, but I want that thing snapped to the wall. I don't want it sticking out of the back of my house. It just looks terrible. Then I understand, I saw someone do a video, they were looking at the underwater structures, and it looks like that's been completely revamped, and it's going to make building underwater a much better option than it was in the past. So that's kind of cool, because I never ever built an underwater base in Ark, and I would love to do that, especially after playing Subnautica. I'd like to do something that kind of throws back to my Subnautica days, and be able to do that. It'd be kind of sweet, Next up is the new UI. It looks fantastic. It looks so much better than the old one. There's some great things available, some great quality of life improvements in it. But yeah, it just looks a lot cleaner. It looks a lot more user friendly. I understand there's a way. There's so much that people are discovering right now that I don't even know all of it. But just looking at it, it looks like it's going to be a pleasure to use, as opposed to the clunky old archaic one that we get with Ark Survival Evolved. So that should be fantastic as well. Loot drops have been reworked. So one thing I do when I create a server is I'll customize loot drops, because the loot drops are pretty much useless in the game, especially the low level ones. What do you get? You get crop pot plots, and you get a handful of thatched roofs, or you'll get 25 spark powder and some thatch, and it's like thanks, but no thanks. It's not even worth opening any of those. So I saw a video where a guy did a couple different examples of loot drops where he went through a whole bunch of them, just spawned them all in and went through them and opened them up, and it looked like even the white loot drops are going to be viable throughout the game. So any drop you come across, it looks like something that you're going to want to explore and check out. So big win on that one. Next up, map updates. The map and the mini map that's available to you that will overlay the screen a little bit. It goes opaque as you move, if you have it open, so you can kind of move and see where you're going. But there's a lot to that map. I think they took the GPS out of the game. You're going to hate that, Hobbit. But what they did put in is coordinates on the map. So when you point to something on the map, or if you're in a location, it's going to give you the coordinates when you bring up the map. Because half the time you were bringing up the map and the GPS at the same time anyway to figure out where you were. Why not integrate it all into one thing? Now, I understand you can ping the map, you can put waypoints on it. I don't know if people in your tribe or your party or whatever will be able to see the ones you lay down, but even if they can't, you can say, hey, we're all going here, let's go to 2525, and everybody can boop, put a little ping down there, and then they'll have a reference point on where they want to go. So that's awesome right there. The new Dino AI is exciting. I saw a couple guys do a few examples of that where they would whistle a creature to go here, and it wasn't on the same level as them. It was like up on a cliff, right? You do that in the current game, the Ark Survival Evolved, and a creature's going to walk that direction, hit the cliff, and just boom, 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 bang his face into it, and that's all that's going to happen. In this one, I actually saw the dino express a little bit of intelligence, where he walked and he went around and he went up and then he got to where he was supposed to go. So thank God for that. And I also saw it works when they're following you too, where they won't just follow and then get stuck behind a rock and just sit there going like this until you're at a render distance, and then you got to go back and find them 10 minutes later. They will kind of pathfind around and weave their way through and all that. It does look a little wonky, I'll admit that, but I'm sure that's something that will probably be, hopefully, be improved on as the game continues to develop and all. And remember, this game is still in early access, so technically it's an unfinished game at this time, but who knows how long. I forget how long they kept Ark in early access. I think it was years. But hopefully they'll work on some of these things and improve them. Next up, just quality of life features that are in the game, like a dino tracker, being able to track a dino. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to lose. Like, I remember one of my first playthroughs on Ark. It had been going for quite some time. I did well. I got all kinds of stuff. I was in the deep ocean. I was on a mosasaur. And I got attacked by jellies. And I got knocked off and died. And I never found that mosa. I didn't know where I was in the ocean. I couldn't find, I saw where I respawned and all that, but I couldn't see where I was in the ocean or anything like that. Now, if that happens, I'd be able, well, not only do you get a death marker that actually shows you something on the screen to go towards, like, hey, here's where you died. Or at least on the map. I think it's on the screen too, though, if I'm not mistaken. But I'd be able to say, hey, where's my mosasaur? Click on him, and then go find him. So that's going to be a huge, huge help. Yeah, and like I said, all the map stuff and all that, I understand if you want to build something and you don't have the materials for it, at least on PC, you can track what you want to build, like as far as the parts go. So if you need to build a fabricator, and a fabricator has quite a few different things in it, you can track that and say, all right, well, let me go gather all that stuff up. Instead of going, oh, I need 10 of this, 15 of that, 12 of this, 14 of that, you'll see it right there on the side of your screen, and you'll be able to just go get that stuff, and you'll know when you have it all, and then you can go ahead and build it. I think it also tells you how many you can build too. So if you're looking to do multiples of something, that looks like it's going to work as well. I wonder if that'll work on blueprints. That's a good question. I mean, it's something I'm going to have to look at when we get the game, because if you want to build a super cool saddle for your Rexes or something like that doesn't require the basic materials, it would be cool if you could track what was required on a blueprint. If anyone out there knows, please let me know down in the comments below, because I'd love to find out about that. Crossplay is awesome. Being able to play, I've got buddies that have PC. I got a friend of mine that's an Xbox guy. He's expressed interest in this. If if I want to make a server and get everybody together on that one server, we're finally going to be able to do it. And that's freaking awesome. There's not going to be, I'm not just going to be hamstrung and stuck with just my PlayStation friends, which is fine. So plenty of them, but having some of these other friends that I normally wouldn't be able to play with, be able to join in, that's a definite win. The character creation screen looks awesome. No more either a generic basic male or female character or a freak of nature, which were pretty much your two choices. I mean, yeah, you could go do little tweaks and all that before to change things a little bit, make your arms a little bigger, your legs a little skinnier, whatever. But now it looks like it has a full-on character creator where you can work on like the facial features, the eye color and hair color and all that. Not like it was in Ark, but with a lot more detail to it. The iris, the pupil, all that kind of stuff. It looks, wow, so much of an improvement on that. So we'll be able to create some cool custom characters, and it just won't look, we all won't look the same except for our haircut and our armor. We'll be able to actually have some features. Make yourself in the game, make something you find attractive, or you can make the most hideous creature in the world, if you want. I mean, that's up to you. But yeah, I think that's a fantastic benefit to the new Ark. And last of all, it's got to be the mod system. The fact that as console users will be able to use mods. Now, I understand off the bat that there's going to be some free mods, and there's going to be a mod store or whatever where we can purchase mods from. Okay, so I'm curious to see what gets locked behind a paywall. You know, are they only going to release very basic mods for free, or are they going to release some good free mods and then lock other ones behind a paywall? And the ones that are locked behind a paywall, I hope that the creators of those mods are getting the bulk of whatever it costs to purchase one of those mods and use it. I hope that's not something that Snail Games is going to, you know, rip people off with. I don't trust big companies like this. They always have the bottom line, you know, in their focus, and they have to, of course, to succeed. You have to make money, but you know, there is a balance between fairness, making money, keeping your customer base happy. So I'm going to be curious to see how that works out. And I understand also that not all mods that are available for PC will be available for consoles. That's just the way it's going to be. And I get it, you know, there might be, you know, I might have a little FOMO here and there. I'll say, oh my God, look at that mod for PC. I wish we had it, but we don't. You know, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be more than what I have right now with Ark Survival Evolved. So there's that, right? All right, guys. Well, let me know what you think down below in the comments. What are you looking forward to with this game the most? What features have you heard about? What are you curious about? What can't you wait to get your hands on? I can't wait to get that first day under the belt, get a few levels on, find a good location to build that initial base, and start taming. I love taming, and I love breeding. My two favorite things in the game. After that, it's probably building, you know. So those three things are my top three, and all of those look like they're going to be improved upon in this new version. So leave a like down below on the video if you haven't done so already. Please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. I'm going to keep you up to date on Ark Survival Ascended news, and when I finally get the game, I will be doing some live streams on it, and I'll be doing a lot of content on it as far as long form videos, taming videos, building videos, just pretty much everything I can get my hands on. We'll also do some look around videos where maybe we'll, you know, go into like a God mode or something, just to show you different things, different locations, where certain resources are located, where certain dinos are located, look through caves and all that. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, guys, well, I will see you next time. Until then, peace.